Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the brand new patch notes that came out yesterday for Escape from Tarkov for patch 12.12.15.4. Guys, I do apologize for not having this content out to you yesterday. I just have been so busy, man. When the channel starts doing a lot worse on the view side of things and my gaming channel along with that, I got to work harder in real life. And I just got to get the bills paid and put food on the table. It's as simple as that. All that adulting shit that nobody likes to talk about. You know, I keep it transparent here on the channel. Never won't. And that's just the simple answer to it. I just been working harder IRL. Had no idea a patch even came out yesterday. That's what's crazy about it. That's how busy I've been. I didn't even know there was a patch and new content, which is scary. But we're going to be grinding tonight. I'm going to be making some content for you guys for sure. As always, make sure you drop that like and subscribing to the channel. Let's hop in, man. Optimizations first. There's really only two here I'm going to talk about. You can read them. They're on the screen. We have the improved game stability during issues with back-end connection. This one, who knows what it really is behind the scenes, but sometimes you do have these issues, and any optimizations that can be put in place for that issue is going to be good, especially for the next wipe that's going to be coming up whenever that is, whether it's 3 months away, a month away, whatever it might be. During wipes, there's always going to be the back-end issues, and having optimizations for them ahead of time is always going to be good. You have improved the speed of loading into a raid. Now, I got to be honest, this might be because of the cycle. I mean, they might be taking notes from the cycle. 4-second load times on the cycle frontier. You can't beat that. So, you know, I don't know what these times are looking like now. If you guys have played some raids in the new patch, drop them in the comments. But you know, if you could take a 3-minute load time from going into customs down to a minute and a half, that's phenomenal. I mean, even if you can get that good of a cut on the load times, that's going to be great. And sometimes you have a super Timmy in your lobby when you're trying to load into interchange and it takes, 5-10 minutes. If you cut that down to 2 to 5 minutes, I mean, that's just incredible. So hopefully those load times are significantly impacted in a positive manner. Functionality, DLSS, baby, we finally got it. This is gonna really help frame rates, and people with the high-end GPUs, man, Lighthouse might be playable for some of you guys now. Not gonna read through the entire thing there. I'll do my own research, do your own research, but DLSS is gonna be for your RTX cards, and it's just gonna really help out some people. It's really, really nice to see. We have auxiliary tools using some crafting recipes will return back to the stash after production completion. So we do have those auxiliary tools. It's going to be really interesting to see over the last day what some of those prices have done on the flea market. And that's probably something I'm going to make a video on. We have added weapon and armor repair kits. I'm really interested to see if they are able to be sold in the flea market and what those prices are looking like. This is going to be a big quality of life change. And from the little preview videos we watched, that's going to be a 6x3 or a 6x2 or a 6 slot, a 3x2. Honestly, can't remember. I think it's a 6 slot. It's the size of a car battery, I do believe, or one longer, maybe a tank battery. But, I'm really happy those are being added because you can just drag them over whatever needs repaired, brings up the screen, click what you need, good to go. Going to be a big quality of life thing, and finding them in raid is going to save you a lot of money over the course of a wipe. If you find 4 or 5, you might be set for a very long time and don't have to worry about any repair costs. Loved seeing that change. Even though it's not as realistic, it's still very cool. It says these kits can only be found in raid, but can only be used while not in raid. And then the effectiveness of the repair kits is affected by your weapon maintenance and intelligence skills. So hopefully the weapon maintenance skill is working as intended. Now, added revolvers. This is super cool. You got the Rhino. You have one chambered in 9x9 and then one in 357. We're going to be wanting to use the 357. The 357 is going to be hopefully very strong and very fun. I do believe these were supposed to be added way long ago, and Nikita had mentioned in a podcast one time or another that they were having a lot of issues getting them to work properly. I'm assuming now that we're on that brand new engine, that new Unity engine, they figured it out, and we now have them in the game, which is very, very cool. And it says in the near future, we will also add 2 more versions of the Rhino chambered in 40 SW and 9x21 ITA. So we have a ton of different calibers and going to be a lot of fun finding all these different magnums, man. And then using the new ammos and stuff. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. So we have a bunch of other stuff here. I have not read any of this, so this is all going to be new information to me. And since this is under all the functionality stuff, we are going to read through all of them. Added leveling for Revolver Mastering. Cool. Improved Rogue AI to enhance their teamwork interactions. So sometimes they just be doing their own thing. Now they're going to try and hunt your ass down and hopefully get that kill. Rework the spawn mechanics for scavs in order to exclude spawns near players and inside objects. That's very cool. Additionally, it's aimed to remove the ability to spawn at scav or rogue sniper positions as players scavs. Added the ability to click the next button on the PMC USEC Bear faction selection screen before the models are fully loaded, so just a bit of quality of life. Updated the sounds to pouch interactions for several weapons and magazine types. Reworked the stats of Endurance Elite level skill. Increases breath recovery speeds by 50%, was 100. And you have increases stamina by 20%, was 25%. So a little bit of a nerf there, but I'm going to be honest, it's really just nerfing the top 5% of players that do have that endurance skill maxed out. If you play the game a lot, you should have it maxed out. Me, I think I quit after like 3 to 5 weeks, so I think it's only like level 30 or something. We have the ability, added the ability to sort tasks by location. That's phenomenal. Something I have wanted. You know, it really sucks ass that you have to go into raid and then it'll actually show you some highlighted tasks that are for that map specifically, which is cool, but hopefully you can do this in your menu now. It does say in the quest menu, so that's going to be phenomenal. It really gives you objectives per map, quality of life, love it. Rework the scab behavior mechanics on factory while players are fighting Tagilla. We have an added inertia for bots when accelerating and decelerating. Added speed settings for bot during stationary turning and running. This is something that players have been asking for forever, and I'm really hoping that as we continue to read on here, you know, adding on to that AI cannot do some weird shit with the inertia, like when they're coming down off of that deceleration, they can't shoot, or, you know, just shit like that, stopping the drop shotting scavs and just all kinds of stuff like that. Bots will no longer shoot while switching stance. Okay, answer my own damn question. Added the ability to replace an operational task in the trader quest menu. The replace task will be considered failed. The cost of each replacement will increase until the task completion timer runs out. So, adding another money sink. And this is one that I gotta be honest, I did not expect at all. The fact that you can replace your task, this is really, really good. For the players that don't want to do that weekly task of 37 labs extractions, yeah, this one's going to be good. This is a great change. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. I think we're going to have to, you know, get back on the grind a little bit or something, man. Disabled environmental sounds like wind or rain while loading into raid. I'm going to be honest, I didn't mind it. I don't know if this was an issue or if this is just to not give you any, like, keys to know what you're up against. It's more of a surprise when you load into raid. The wind I can kind of understand. I guess a lot of Tarkov players hate the rain. I fucking love the rain Escape from Tarkov. I think it's one of the best rains you will hear in any video game, and it really adds to the realism. I love rain and Escape from Tarkov. So that, you know, sucks for me. It's going to probably help a lot of you guys out. But when it's heavy raining and trying to record a video, I kind of don't like it. Added a new type of operational task, elimination while using specific weapon class like sniper or assault rifles. Love that. That's just cool in general. Added overheating ability for several weapon attachments. Huh. Okay. So would that be like your muzzle brakes, your suppressors? Like, does your suppressor now have a durability? Like, what does that do? Does the suppressor actually get hot itself? So, you know, you're using your weapon and maybe your weapon's not overheated, but your suppressor is overheated and you have a malfunction with your suppressor. I'm not exactly sure how that one's going to work, but it's there. We'll see what happens. The death screen now shows a player's nickname if you were killed by a player scav. So nickname. So that's going to be our name. So this is going to pretty much get rid of all of the scav bullshit when it comes to players that aren't doing very nice things. You guys know I don't really talk about the cheating situation here in Escape from Tarkov. It's not something I like to do. But it does happen, and people do abuse player scavs to get around that. And, you know, now we know. Now we know who you are. So that's good to know. Added the connection type tab. Now, before I read this sentence, I do want to say that I did see on Twitter right before I started this video that this is not currently working and that you should not change this setting yet. So if you're watching this video, haven't installed the patch yet, haven't played Tarkov in the last 2 days, do not mess with this setting yet. Keep an eye out on Acez-Gaming's Twitter for this information. See, you get at least one new thing here. on my channel when viewing my content. You might know everything else, but there's that for you so you don't fuck up your shit. Out of the connection type tab to the game settings selection, select HTTP in case of issues with access to the functionality settings of the lobby. The setting does not affect the game performance during raids. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what that shit means, but I'm assuming it's good. I don't know. Not an IT expert, but damn, 10 minutes already. I think there's a little bit of stuff we got to cut out, but other than that, pretty much running long. List of fixes. Let's run through it, man. Bots are now aggressive to player scavs again if they shoot at another player scav. Cultist Knife Toxin durability now remains correct after it's picked up by another PMC. Added the MVG enable disable sounds for other players. Ooh, okay, I like that. You know, their face glows at night, so you know now we have a couple other keys to know if somebody's got MVGs. Control settings in the live client no longer reset the default if the player has the ETS client installed with the different control settings. I wouldn't know. I don't have ETS. Not sure why I haven't got access to that yet. I think I do a lot for Escape from Tarkov in its own way, but, you know, no grudges, no hard feelings. I love Battlestate games with all my heart. Fixed possible interface freezes while interacting with the inventory and closing it by pressing the tab key. Any stutters that are fixed, it's a good change. I don't care what you say. Gluhar's guards no longer stop shooting at players when switching weapons after Gluhar's death. That's interesting. A really weird little bug there. Fixed visual water artifacts at the reservoirs on Lighthouse. Wouldn't know about that because I barely played the map. Objects are now correctly displayed in thermal vision goggles with high values of resampling enabled. The weapon mastery is now leveling correctly with the MTS 255. Bots now correctly decide to use prone positions when engaging a player. They no longer appear in front of a player on customs. Let me see that again. Bots no longer appear right in front of players on customs. I don't know if I've ever had that happen to me. Postman Pat task now can be finished correctly after completing all objectives. Ammo no longer disappears from the inactive weapon while unloading chamber with hotkey immediately after switching weapons. Goddamn. Fix some places on locations where the airdrop supply crate could get stuck. The next button no longer disappears if the player returns to the faction selection screen from the character appearance, voice, or nickname screens. Active headset sounds no longer persist between offline raids. That's something I've noticed for sure, 100%. Literally, you would have to put on or take off a pair of headphones when recording an offline raid, and it's just kind of annoying and weird. Low graphics settings no longer distort object textures while using night vision devices. Switching between tabs on the character screen now remains possible after deleting a planned map by hotkey and buying a new one. That's such a weird bug. How do you guys even figure this shit out? The killer's name now correctly displays on killed players' dog tags if they were operating a stationary weapon. I have seen that once before. Fix an issue not being able to place multiple markers in one raid if the player performed other hand actions while placing a marker. I think I have actually had that happen once. Shooting and environmental sounds no longer change after reloading in an offline raid. Informational loading screen banners now auto switch again. Bullet impacts on water now correctly display on customs. Fix the aiming zoom for the MTS 255 and MP 431C shotguns. And that's going to do it for the patch here today, my friends. It's going to be the only video for today. Like I said, still got to get the upload for the fence and factory. And I'm going to be recording with some magnums. I'm probably just going to buy them on the flea market. I think I got like 13 million, so that should be enough, even if they're like 100K. We'll buy some new ammo, and we'll check out auxiliary tools. Probably have this video tomorrow. Armor kit video maybe the next day. Magnums the day after that. Maybe. This is all stuff I'm going to record today and schedule out because I have a busy weekend coming up. Very, very busy, actually. And this comes at the worst times, as per usual. But that is going to do it for the patch notes here today. As always, drop that like, subscribe, and new sponsor in the comment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And for everybody who stayed at the end, there's going to be a little podcast thing starting here soon. Probably going to be on this channel. I know exactly what it's going to be called, but it doesn't have a branding yet. But it's just going to be an audio experience. So if you're excited for that, tell me that, you know, Oreos are the worst and most overrated cookie, even if you believe it or not, in the comments section down below. It's going to be it. I'm out.